question, Mary. I think it's really good. I don't think it's a secret that there's, let's call it, a resistance from the community for this needs assessment. And I am wanting very much, and I think the coalition has been trying to work as a community, and we really all need to come together. So I have a couple of points I just want to make, and then a couple of questions that I really hope can be helpful, because we do need to bridge the gap if we're going to get anywhere with all of this. First of all, the idea that the hospital, that there wasn't a needs assessment, or that didn't exist, the hospital wasn't closed because of a lack of need. In 2006, the Regional Advisory Committee report of the Berger Commission, which was chaired by Arthur Webb, stated that St. Vincent's Hospital was, quote-unquote, an essential facility. They also mentioned that there was a shortage of beds in the neighboring communities, and they predicted a population increase that would put further demand on the hospital. Again, in 2009, the strategic plan of St. Vincent's determined that, quote, approximately 360 to 396 inpatient beds and behavioral health emergency observation beds are necessary to meet the community need. It actually went on to say that St. Vincent's regularly undertakes assessments of healthcare needs. In addition, there was an assessment that a needs assessment that was submitted in the current certificate of operation for St. Vincent's as recently as May of 2009, and literally in an application to expand the hospital services as even more recently as November of just this last year, 2009. So I think the concern, it's not about the needs assessment. The needs assessments happen regularly, that's not the issue. The issue is, as I look at this map with the different colors of green, and I think the concern from us is that we're not specifically hearing that this needs assessment is to restore services at the St. Vincent's Hospital facility. And our concern, our fear, is that this is for some integrated into some sort of mega real estate development deal sometime in the future for the Hudson Yards or somewhere else. So maybe what could be very helpful is if you guys could make clear that there's a commitment to immediately restore services at the site of St. Vincent's. And frankly, I think that that would make all of us a lot more comfortable if you guys could. How do I follow these plans?
Well, just if you could just ask the second question, what then we'll.
Well, can you answer that question? Is there a commitment?
Yeah, well, Community Board 2, I mean, when you say the community is not fair in this assessment, Community Board 2 does represent the community and unanimously supported the needs assessment. So, I mean, I understand that some people may disagree, but when you say community, you should use it in terms of understanding that people might disagree with you. So, Community Board 2 strongly supported the goal of a needs assessment.
As well as CB4.
Well, but time out 1 second, right? How many people here are here from the community? Raise your hands.
Is everyone here from the community?
I don't know. Some people may live in Queens or.
So you just let me finish my response.
Okay.
The second part of it is that Community Board 2's goal has been unwavering that we would like hospital uses, full service, urgent care facility restored on the current St. Vincent's site. And that's in our resolution of June of this year. So, and that's been.
I think that's very positive. Let me make sure. Words are the source of misunderstanding. So this needs assessment, because we don't know what the stated goals of the needs assessment are. We don't know where this goes, who's it's presented to. When we look at all these other needs assessments, and we see
just like who is we that you're talking about?
5,000 people in the Coalition for a New Village Hospital, the people who routinely are asking questions, the people who are up here speaking, person after person after person, a large portion of the community. We are concerned that there isn't a stated purpose for the needs assessment. And I think, and I come here in service, I thank you guys all. Jeff, I hear great things about the work that you're doing as I listen to the work that you're doing in terms of thinking about the needs assessment. I hear diversity, I hear in-depth conversations about young and old and different ways of being, and that's wonderful for a needs assessment. It's not, you don't have an issue, it's not an issue with the needs assessment. I think the way that you can get the community more galvanized and more invested in what's going on is to let us know what the plan is and to to reassure us that there is a stated objective to see if we can restore services.
Well, I can only speak for CB2, and our goal all along has been, we want to make the case for a full-service hospital, and we think you need the data to make it. So I'll say it again, we think that you need the data to make the case for a full-service hospital.
Beyond that, the steering committee, at the end of the day, it's just an advisory group. At the end of the day, when this is all done, we're going to make recommendations. And use those recommendations to advocate for a hospital. We have no power over what happens to that site. All we can do is make recommendations. This is what we're doing with the help of these two gentlemen and the organizations that they're with, is compile data so that we can make informed decisions and informed recommendations.
I'm telling you on behalf of the, I'm trying to say to you,
But
the
the
way
behalf of the
that we're
community
going
is
to
misleading.
get
It's
the
misleading
community
because I'm part of the community
involved
involved.
in this is to say whether or not this steering committee, this needs assessment is committed to finding a way to restore services at the site of St. Vincent's. And if it's not, it's not. And if it is, it is. But I think we deserve an answer to that. And that's what we're wanting. I hear you saying that you want a full-service hospital. We all want a full-service hospital. But do we want a full-service hospital in 10 years somewhere else? Or do we want a full-service hospital immediately at the St. Vincent's?
I want one right now, but there's some very real practical things that you're not dealing with, that you're not addressing. We need to fund it. How are we going to fund it, Yetta? We need to be able to present the case to
I'm happy to answer that. Is that the issue? Because I'm talking about what the stated goals are for the needs assessment. How we fund it is we get the New York State dormitory authorities to give us a loan and we bring a sponsor forward. A loan from the New York State Dormitories Authority would bring millions of dollars into New York State. The sooner we get a hospital back at the site of St. Vincent's, we create thousands of jobs, we create revenues into the city and the state, we bring federal revenue streams in. But that's not the issue today. What we're talking about today is simply this needs assessment. And we want to be with you. We want to work with you. But we just need basic, simple answers. And I'm just saying today, a suggestion, a recommendation to you guys, and we're here, available at your service to work and to support you, is to say...
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
We appreciate that.
Really?
Yes. And we're trying to disseminate the facts, but quite honestly, this is a misleading document.
How is it misleading?
Because you're saying that the needs assessment is, you're saying the ultimate goal is not a needs assessment, it's a hospital. We both have that goal.
What?
We both have that goal. We both want a hospital. And this is misleading.
What is misleading?
The ultimate goal is not a needs assessment, it is a hospital. We must all work together to make this happen. We want to do that. Why are you writing this down?
And how is that misleading?
Because why are you implying that we're not? Why are you implying that we're not the contrary to that?
I'm not implying that we're not. You're saying the ultimate goal is not a needs assessment, it is a hospital, is misleading?
Yeah, we want a hospital. You want a hospital. We can't commit to you that we're going to, at the end of this, put a hospital in St. Vincent's because we don't have the authority to do
I
that.
gotta tell you, one of the problems we have that
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Block Association, very involved with the